Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Amy, and today we're making one of my favorite finger foods ever, but also one I was a little bit afraid of at first. I mean, I really like spice, but I can't handle a ton of it, and before I tried these as a 20-something, I always thought they'd be really spicy and painful to eat. But when I finally had one, it was like a whole new world of food opened up, and I began exploring foods I would never have thought to try before. Granted, yes, it was a mild beginning because I discovered that jalapeno poppers aren't actually very spicy, but it was still an eye-opening experience for me. So today, we're making jalapeno poppers, but we're also gonna wrap them in bacon, because wrapping something in bacon almost always makes it better. And we'll be finishing them off with my new favorite dipping sauce ever, so let's get cooking. Start by preheating the oven to 400 degrees and line a baking sheet with some foil. Give that foil a little oil spray and then set this to the side for later. Now let's get our jalapenos ready, and we need 9 to 12 of them. You want jalapenos that are 3 to 4 inches long and not too skinny, so there's a nice bowl in the pepper for the filling. Wash them well and cut each pepper in half lengthwise. You can leave the stem on or remove it, but make sure to only take the stem and not the flesh of the jalapeno if you do remove the stems. Then use a spoon to gently scoop out the seeds and veins out of each half. Be careful not to go through the flesh and make a hole in the peppers. We're essentially making little jalapeno bowls. Also, I would really recommend wearing gloves anytime you're working with hot peppers. The capsaicin can linger on your skin for at least several hours, even up to like a full day. On the surface of your skin, that's not that big a deal, more inconvenient than anything, and rubbing your hands with olive oil, milk, or certain soaps can help neutralize it pretty quickly. But avoid warm or hot water because your pores will open and the capsaicin will happily migrate. And if it penetrates beneath the surface layer of the skin through your pores, it is really difficult to neutralize and it'll burn everywhere else you touch, like your eyes, your nose, tongue, any sensitive skin. And then you're just kind of stuck with it till it wears off, which can be really uncomfortable and frustrating. So gloves for the win. And when all the seeds and veins have been removed, set the peppers to the side. While we're here, let's get our bacon ready. We need as many slices of bacon as we have jalapenos, and we want the classic skinny cut bacon, not the thick cut kind. The thick bacon doesn't cook quickly enough for this, so if we use the thick cut bacon, we'll end up with fully cooked poppers and half cooked bacon, or fully cooked bacon and mushy overcooked poppers. Cut each slice of bacon in half so you end up with short, stubby bacon slices, then set these to the side as well, and let's whip up our filling. Okay, so the filling is really easy and so quick to throw together. In a medium bowl, add 8 ounces of softened cream cheese or 1 block, 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, and you can use mild, medium, sharp, whichever flavor you prefer. Add a half teaspoon of onion powder, a half teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of pepper, although the pepper can also be to taste. Mix them all together till everything's combined. Now this will be very thick and kind of sticky because of the cream cheese. You can use a spoon or your hands. I found it easier to just kind of get in there with my hands and squelch everything together until it was a nicely homogenized chunk of soft cheese. And I know that sounds kind of gross, and yes, it looks and feels kind of gross, but it smells really good. Now back to the peppers, and all we need is to stuff them with the filling. You can use a spoon for this, but I also found as I went on that it was just easier using my hands for this part too. Fill them just until the cheese is level with the top of the pepper. We don't want to overfill them because this cheese filling is going to melt and get much runnier as these bake, so any cheese that's heaped over the top of the peppers is just going to melt and run right off the peppers onto the pan. Plus, the amount of filling is perfect for the 9 large jalapenos I have here, so if I overfill them, I won't have enough filling for all the peppers. Just keep going till all the peppers are filled to the edge of the pepper with the cheese filling. When they're all filled, it's time to wrap them up in their bacon blankets. Wrap each jalapeno in a half slice of bacon and place it on the foil-lined baking sheet. Now you can use toothpicks if you need to so the bacon stays in place. It will try to unwrap in the oven, and it's a good idea to use toothpicks to hold everything together while it cooks, because the bacon will hold its nice spiral wrapped shape when it's fully cooked, but it gets real floppy before the crispy cooked stage. When all those poppers are wrapped, bake them in our preheated oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until the bacon is crispy. Okay, while those are in the oven, I'm gonna whip up some dip. Now, I always see ranch as a jalapeno popper side, and I could do that, but I want something just a little different, something kind of fun. So let's make some Chipotle Mayo dip for our poppers. For this, we need a blender or a small food processor. Add 3 to 4 chipotle peppers to the blender cup, the kind from the can with the adobo sauce. Yeah, those are so versatile, it's crazy, right? You can put them in just about anything. Pour in 2 tablespoons of lime juice, a half teaspoon each of garlic powder and salt, and 1 cup of mayonnaise. Blend that all up until everything is fully combined and it's smooth and creamy and looks very, very orange. You may have to scrape down the mayo if you're using a NutriBullet like this one, since the mayo tends to stick into the sides. But even with scraping the mayo off the sides, it still only took about 5 minutes to make this from adding ingredients to finished sauce. Pour this into a bowl and set it in the fridge to wait for the poppers. When the jalapeno poppers are done and the bacon is cooked, pull them out of the oven and serve them immediately. Now you can see I did have a few bacon pieces unravel on me, but hey, I'll take homemade imperfection any day because these look and smell incredible. I arranged them on a big plate, sat the dip on the side, and I almost can't believe how good these turned out. They're tangy from the filling and they have a beautiful jalapeno flavor, but with very, very little heat at all. And the bacon blanket? Yeah, just like with pretty much anything else except licorice and grapes, the bacon lends a smokiness that rounds these out perfectly. But what I didn't expect was that the star of this show would be the dip. That Chipotle Mayo is ridiculously good. Now by itself, it's a little spicy. It definitely has a bite to it, but that cream cheese filling works its magic here too, and we're left with a tangy, smoky Chipotle flavor. It was the perfect combination to the fresh green flavor of the jalapeno, the cheesiness of the filling, and that crispy bacon. I think this dish needed every single one of its pieces because together they're just a home run. This dip could also be used pretty much anywhere. Crispy chicken sandwiches, burgers, a spicy fry dip. You could probably also use a little milk to thin it down and use it as a creamy salad dressing, which would be perfect for a fresh Southwest salad. Lettuce and beans and corn, seasoned grilled chicken, tomatoes. Yeah, I'm making myself hungry again, so I have to stop with that right now. So all in all, these did take about an hour to put together. And yeah, that's longer than grabbing a box at the store, but I have never had store-bought pre-made jalapeno poppers that tasted anywhere near this good. I mean, it's not really even in the same universe how much better these were. And if I could bottle and sell that dip, I'd probably be rich. That stuff's gonna be a staple food in my house now, and I'm gonna put it on everything I can think of. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, maybe leave me a comment or a share. It helps to grow my channel, and I'm having such a great time making all this wonderful food and sharing it with you. Stay tuned on Wednesdays for delicious and fun recipes inspired by popular movies, books, TV shows, video games. We're finishing up Outlander this week, and we're moving on to another epic, fantastic series, whether you're talking about the books or the TV show. It's Game of Thrones, and you don't want to miss that because the food in that series is just as epic as the story. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Sunday for another cozy, comforting, home-cooked meal. Bye!